So next up, podcast listeners, SBF bought his parents a home in the Bahamas. Yeah. So get this. So Sam Bankman-Fried was arrested, as you all know, and he apparently, this is my understanding at least, he apparently, after being arrested, asked for vegan food only while being in prison. This is according to the New York Post. So Sam Bankman-Fried's family reportedly called prison to request vegan meals. Excuse me, Mr. Bahamian, is there room service here? I don't understand. I don't understand. My mommy and daddy have always protected me. I mean, I'm 30 and I've, ripped off $40 billion, but I want to make sure that I've got, like room service in my prison cell. And I want vegan food only. So the founder of the collapsed cryptocurrency exchange, FTX, who was charged this week with multiple financial crimes, has his own room in the maximum security prison section of the Bahamas lockup that is known to be crawling with rats and maggots, according to unnamed sources, which told Bloomberg News, that is. Bankman-Fried's relatives called the Fox Hill jail in Nassau Tuesday night to request that vegan meals be provided to him, a source told the outlet. The 30-year-old Bankman-Fried, known in crypto circles by his initials SBF, silent but deadly, was ordered earlier Tuesday to remain at the notorious jail through February 8th for his extradition hearing. He was arrested this week on multiple charges stemming from allegations that he deceived FTX customers and investors to enrich himself and others. And here's what's really kind of ironic about Libs. Get this. He can't receive visitors in prison due to COVID-19 restrictions in the Bahamas. So here's the left, eating their own. We still have COVID-19 restrictions, and you can't receive any visitors in jail because of COVID-19. Well, wait a minute. Isn't that by definition locked down? I mean, we were locked down in our houses during peak COVID. Isn't he being locked down? Why can't he have visitors? I don't understand. Oh, gosh. Apparently, and they have pictures here in the New York Post of the facility where he is being held. So then they have pictures of his parents, Joseph Bankman. So SBF's parents, Joseph Bankman and Barbara Fried, both Stanford University professors. Let me say that again. Both Stanford University professors. SBF's parents, Joseph Bankman and Barbara Fried. And when you look at these two people, they look like your classic professor, crazy, whack job liberals. You just look at them, it's just like, they just look totally out of it. And you can tell they're really wacky. Why do I feel comfortable saying this about them? Because they're the ones who have enabled their son to rip off all this money. And we all know it. So in the New York Post, and I'm going to read this because this is really important. Who are Sam Bankman-Fried's parents? Meet the law professors. They're law professors at Stanford. Joseph and Barbara. Like any good parent, Sam Bankman-Fried's mother and father have stood firmly behind their son from the beginning of his crypto career until his fall from grace, but their staunch support and recent courtroom antics have put them under heavy scrutiny, as they should be. Joseph Bankman and Barbara Fried, both professors at Stanford University Law School, sat in the third row of Bankman-Fried's extradition hearing in the Bahamas, where their animated expressions were in full view. Bankman, who received payments from FTX, was heavily involved in the doomed platform's operations, was seen sporadically plugging his ears through the process. What? Why was he plugging his ears? While Fried laughed several times. So he thinks this is funny. I mean, so he must know something we don't know. in terms of him being able to get off or something. Wouldn't surprise me. Bankman, who received payments from FTX, was heavily involved in the Doom platform's operations. New FTX CEO John Ray revealed he will be investigating Bankman and Fried's role in their son's alleged cryptocurrency scam. So, the trustee running the bankrupt FTX, appointed by the court, is going to look at the parents and find out what they knew and when they knew it. Why does that matter, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it matters because SBF bought them a house in the Bahamas with the FTX money. In other words, with your money. According to his faculty biography, Mr. Bankman, that's SBF's dad, specializes in tax law. Ha! You gotta love that. And has written 2 case books on the subject. Well, apparently his son didn't know anything. Oh, yeah, sure. Dad didn't know anything either. That's why he's in the Bahamas, right? Tax law. Fried is a professor emeritus at the law school of Stanford. Like her husband, she has wrote about tax policy, but her scholarly interests lie at the intersection of law, economics, and philosophy. Her biography states the philosophy of ripping people off. Oh, my God. So he actually bought them a house. He bought them a house, and it says it somewhere in this article. Here we go. So I'll end with this, ladies and gentlemen. Additionally, Bankman-Fried, SBF, bought a $16.4 million house in the Bahamas for his parents in the name of FTX. So he spent $16.4 million for a house in the Bahamas using FTX's money, and it's titled in the name of FTX. And mom and dad live there. And as far as they're concerned, they didn't know anything. Sure. Okay. Exactly. Stanford professors. I'm sorry. Those 2, I have no doubt, and I hope they are charged because they knew all along what was happening, without question. No doubt in my mind. And that's the last word from Mark and the Millennials. Thank you for joining Mark and the Millennials. This is Mark Fisher. Thank you to our producer, Christopher Hawkins. Check us out on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Twitter 2.0, Facebook, Getter, Truth Social, Rumble, and our website. See you next time.